Hello again, welcome. Happy Tuesday, happy almost Thanksgiving, depending on when you're listening to this. Coming at you with another holiday tip, holiday hack, holiday health, whatever you want to call it. And I'm more so talking and speaking into things that are maybe unconventional, maybe tips and things that you don't really ever think about or that people don't talk about as much. You always see people like holiday health guide and how to stay healthy for the holidays and staying fit and all those things. And I want to share the things that have helped me, whether it's mindset and also just to shift perspective a little bit more when it comes to the holidays. And today I want to talk about the sweets. And I know that it can be hard having balance with sweets and all of the food. It's like, how do I have balance with all of the sweets and the parties with the food and the cookie trays and like all of those things? Because we have Thanksgiving and you probably likely have like 2, 3, 4 Thanksgivings, right? There's Friendsgiving, there's both sides of your family. If you're in a relationship or if you're married, there's both sides of the family, and then there's like your own. So you might have multiple Thanksgivings, and then you're like, well, how do I balance it all? And I want to just maybe give you something to think about. What if you don't try to balance? Like, you fully know that this time of the year, around Thanksgiving specifically, and even as we get closer to Christmas time, you just know that you're not gonna have balance, as much balance as you maybe normally would or that you want when it comes to the holidays. And I think that's a pretty valid thing to recognize and have awareness around and be okay with, because if you love the holiday sweet treats, if you love the food that comes around, then yes, it can be hard because it's just right there in front of you. But also, maybe you do want to have a little bit more of those things, and that's okay. Maybe it's going into Thanksgiving, into the holidays with the mindset of, I'm going to have less of a balance in these next couple of months, season in my life, than I normally do, or than I will in come January and February. Now, here's the deal. This is not me encouraging you or like saying to you to go off the deep end and go all out on everything and say, screw it, screw my workouts, fuck my nutrition. Like, I'm just going to go all out every single day and eat whatever the fuck I want. Like, that is not what I'm saying. Let's go back to a few episodes back when I had that foundational, like having your foundation of what you can come back to during the holidays. Maybe it's water and daily movement. Maybe it is just focusing on having a protein forward meal. So we're just thinking about, okay, eating the protein first, maybe eating the vegetables first, maybe it's having more fruit, like whatever that is for you, right? But you have to decide that for yourself. What is your foundation that you're going to always come back to? Maybe it's getting a workout in before the meal. Maybe it's, again, it can be just movement every single day. It could be getting more steps in. Maybe for you, it is the workout and you are going to focus more on that, right? So you got to find that for you. But then just have the mindset that I'm not gonna have that balance during the holidays. And don't think about, okay, I'm gonna allow myself this, and this, or I'm gonna only allow myself these amount of cookies or whatever it is, okay? I think if you want to do that, that's totally okay. Again, it comes down to an individual basis and what works for you and what's going to work for you. But if you've tried things in the past, like let's say you've tried restricting through the holidays and it doesn't work, well, we got to try something new then. And I want to give you another little tip here that has really helped me. Well, okay, it helped past tense. It helped me when it was holiday season time and I was worried about gaining weight and worried that I'd go off the deep end and go into that all or nothing mentality, because I knew myself. I knew that because I restricted so hard, come the parties, I would go all out and it'd be hard for me to control food. So here's something that I actually did that I think helped not only with having more control around food, but also was kind of reteaching my brain and relearning how to approach these type of parties during this season. And that is to utilize visualization before you go into a party. This has nothing to do with restricting foods or having permission or not giving yourself permission to eat certain foods. It's in no way having that restrictive mentality, but it gives you control. It gives you the power to envision and visualize how you want the day to go, how you want the party to go, how you want to feel when you're there, what matters most to you, how you want to feel after the party, after you eat the food. So let me give you an example. This was, gosh, I don't even know what year. A few years back. And we're going to my sister's for our Christmas, family Christmas. And again, I was in that thick of like restrict, binge, all or nothing. I didn't want to lose control. I wanted to be in control. And this was also in the thick of me meditating every single day and using visualization for work and life and all of the things. And so I remember, I don't know if it was the morning of or the day before, maybe both. I think for sure the morning of. I don't know. I found some time. And in my meditation, and basically that's just me sitting down on the floor. I was up against a couch and took some deep breaths. I checked in with my body. I checked in from the top of my head, slowly worked my way down, not judging any part of my body, not judging how I felt, but just noticing. So just noticing again from the top of my head, down to my arms, through my arms, down to my belly, my back, my legs, my feet, my toes, all of the things. And just taking some deep breaths as I do that. And then after I went through that part of my meditation as I normally would, I zoned in and specifically thought about this party and visualized this party. I thought about the drive there. I thought about me going there, and I thought about, okay, all of the food that was available and that was there. How did I want to feel? How did I want to go about that? And if I remember correctly, I visualized myself getting a little bit of everything. I was like, I'm not going to restrict. I'm not going to say no to anything, but I'm going to have what I want. I'm just going to have a little bit, and I didn't even say a little bit. It was more of like, I'm just going to have some of whatever I wanted and put on my plate. And then I visualized where I sat, like every detail, as much as possible. You want to visualize every single detail as humanly possible that you can think of. So I visualized me sitting down there was a specific spot at a table that I visualized myself. I visualized myself sitting there taking a couple deep breaths before I started eating so that I could become more mindful and I become more aware and actually taste my food instead of shoving it down super fast. I remember as I was eating, as I was doing this visualization, I was taking a bite, putting my silverware down and slowly eating, really trying to think about how it tasted and enjoying it and just having gratitude for being there and having gratitude that I have this food available to me and that I'm able to do this, and that just thinking about it from like a gratitude mindset as well. So I visualized myself going through that, eating it. I even visualized myself having cookies because my sister makes bomb-ass cookies, the best homemade cookies that I've maybe not ever had. I don't know. They're really dang good though. And she's very much like known for that in our family now. But I visualized myself having those cookies. And normally when I would lose control, I would eat so many so fast. No, I wanted to take the time to taste it, to actually taste it. And so I visualized myself having a cookie, eating nice and slow, and really truly tasting it and having it feel good. And I visualized myself having a few and being good. I envisioned the fact that it was easy to just be done. It's easy to say no because I truly didn't want anymore. And it was like an easy thing instead of it being hard, being like, okay, I can't have more. I don't want to have more, like trying to restrict again from that restrictive mindset. Like it was more of like an abundant mindset. And again, I visualized all of that. And I even envisioned how I felt after eating. I envisioned how I was not super full and bloated and guilty and regretful. I envisioned myself, again, feeling good, having energy, feeling good about what I ate, and just feeling like, again, having that gratitude mindset and not feeling guilty, not feeling regretful. I visualized myself leaving and the drive home, because so many times after a family gathering like that, I would be driving back feeling full and bloated and blah and just like super regretful and frustrated and all those things that come with that restrict binge cycle and the all or nothing mentality and like going all in, right? And so I've envisioned every single detail as much as possible. What I did, what I felt, like how I went about different things, the drive home, everything, even up to when I hit my head on the pillow. When I went to sleep, how did it feel laying down? How did I feel? How did my body feel? How did I feel mentally, physically and mentally? And then getting to sleep. And then how did I feel in the morning? I I envisioned how I wanted to feel the next morning. And guess what happened? Literally everything, all that I envisioned happened. Even to where I sat. And I remember this so vividly. I remember sitting down at the table, starting to eat. And after I was eating, that's when I realized, holy shit, this is the spot that I envisioned myself in. I wasn't even aware of that at the time when it was actually happening. It was later and me being there that I realized, holy fucking shit, this is where I envisioned myself. So visualization, it is a very powerful tool and tactic for so many things in life, but this is something that you can incorporate into this holiday season. If there's a party coming up, whether it's family, friends, if you know there's going to be a bunch of sweet treats, if you know there's going to be a bunch of food, then visualize yourself. How do you want to feel? How do you want that day to go? How do you want that party to go? How do you want to feel after? And when you hit your bed at night and in the next morning, do you want to get some movement in, working out? Again, every single detail matters, and every detail you can think of, that's what you envision. And I think for me, I also journaled. That's right. I'm just now remembering this. I wrote down how I wanted to feel, what I wanted to have happen. So I even wrote it down. So not saying that you have to do all of that. You can. I think there's a lot of power when it comes from pen to paper. And it's from a thought to a part of reality, because now you're actually physically writing it. So give that a try. Again, you don't have to do both. Maybe you do one or the other. Maybe you try it out a few times during the holiday season with one or the other or both, and just kind of see what happens. See how it goes. Just notice and see if it feels different. See if anything changes. See if you feel like you're more in control. And again, just go into it maybe knowing that you're not going to have the balance that you have in normal day-to-day life outside of the holidays, and that's okay. Wow. All right. That was great. I hope you have a fantastic, delicious, yummy-filled Thanksgiving with the food and with family, with friends. If you are grieving a lost one, if there is someone who is missing from your table, if there's someone, a chair empty, or there's just someone that is missing, then I'm wanting to send you, and I am sending you love. I'm sending you gratitude. I'm sending you peace. And I hope you just take some time to maybe just be with yourself, take some deep breaths, and cry if you need to. Let those tears come. Ask for help if you need it. Maybe not help, but ask for that love and support from anyone who can give it to you and be there for you. And if not, I am there in spirit. I am here for you. And again, sending you that love, sending you strength, not just through Thanksgiving, but throughout the next couple months and through the holidays, because it can be a tough time for some people who have lost loved ones around this time. All right, that's it. I hope you have a great rest of your day, night, week, weekend. Bye for now. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Flow with the Grow. I'll see you next week for your daily dose of positivity and growth.